and welcome back to another story time with Kidzone.
Before we begin, I need y'all to do me a favor. Help me sing my favorite song, Hey Hey Goliath.
Hey, hey Goliath, you look pretty big. Me, on the other hand, I'm just a little kid. So what? I may not be strong as you. There is something about me you don't know. Here's the truth, see? You stand before me with your shield and sword, but I stand before you in the name of the Lord. Yeah, you stand before me with your shield and sword, but I stand before you in the power of the Lord. Yeah. Hey, hey Goliath. Hey, hey Goliath. Hey, hey Goliath. Hey, hey Goliath. Hey, hey Goliath, if only you knew. You think you're fighting me, but you're really fighting too. The battle's not mine, it belongs to the Lord. Greater is the one who's in me than any in the world. So you stand before me with your shield and sword, but I stand before you in the name of the Lord. Yeah, you stand before me with your shield and sword, but I stand before you in the power of the Lord. Yeah. Hey, hey Goliath. Hey, hey Goliath. Hey, hey Goliath. Hey, hey Goliath. Hey, hey Goliath, go ahead and laugh. I got a couple pebbles hidden in this bag. When I raise my arm, when I start to swing, I'ma knock you out with just a rock and a sling. Yeah, you stand before me with your shield and sword, but I stand before you in the name of the Lord. Yeah, you stand before me with your shield and sword, but I stand before you in the power of the Lord. Yeah. Hey, hey Goliath. 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 Stand before me with your shield and hey, hey Goliath. Stand before you with the name of hey, hey Goliath. Stand before me with your shield and hey, hey Goliath. Hey, hey Goliath.
Welcome back, y'all. Did y'all enjoy that song?
Yeah.
Well, today we're going to be talking about how David stood up to this big old giant. Are y'all ready to get into it?
Let's go.
All right. David and the giant. The people of Israel saw that other nations had kings to rule them and demanded that they should have one too. The great prophet Samuel asked God for approval. He was told to choose a man called Saul from the tribe of Benjamin to be the first king of Israel.
The first king?
The very first king.
Wow.
King Saul won many victories against Israel's enemies, but he did not always do as God wanted. For this reason, God told Samuel that Saul's sons would never be king.
Oh no.
Yeah, he would never be king because Saul was hard-headed. God ordered that Samuel travel to Bethlehem and find a shepherd boy called David, the youngest son of a man called Jesse. It was David that God wanted to be the next king. Samuel did so and gave David a special blessing, and from then on, God was always with him. King Saul's army often had to fight the Philistines because they were constantly invading Israelites' territory, and they said enough is enough. Every Israelite who could be spared was called to defend their lands, and 3 of Jesse's other sons went to the front line. One day, Jesse sent David off with food supplies for them. He reached the camp as the battle was beginning and the armored soldiers was marching onto the battlefield. Suddenly, they all turned and came running back in fear. "Whatever is going on?" David called as one terrified soldier ran past. The man just shouted, "Look!" and pointed behind him. Jamal, what you thought he was seeing?
The giant?
Yeah, the big old giant. Now, he wasn't a little itty bitty giant. He was a big giant. Are you shaken up?
Yeah.
Okay, we gonna find out what happened. Striding out in front of the Philistine army was a warrior more enormous than David could have dreamed. He was almost twice as big as everyone else. Yes, Jamal, he was that big.
Wow.
"Run away if you like," the giant bellowed. "There's no need to do battle if you're too cowardly. Just send someone to fight me in single combat. Whoever wins has victory for their side. Now, is any one of you men big enough to take up this challenge?"
Me?
Jamal, you think so?
Yeah.
Well, if you have God right here, God can do any battle for you, right?
Right.
Because our God is the victorious God.
That's right.
All right, amen.
Amen.
He smashed his mighty spear against his shield and threw back his head and whirled. And the noise crashed around the surrounding hills like thunder. David was outraged. How dare he? It's an insult not just to us, but to God. He spat. "Just let me at him. Out in the pastures, I've killed lions and bears when they've attacked my father's flock, and I can do the same to this beast too. God protected me then as he will protect me now." "Well," said Saul, casting around for other volunteers. None were forthcoming. "Very well, and God be with you." Saul insisted on dressing David in his own armor, but it was so big and bulky that he couldn't move, so David took it off again. Because remember, David was an itty bitty boy that God had chosen. He trod out to meet the giant, Goliath of Gath. With just his staff, his slingshot, and 5 smooth stones in his shepherd's pouch.
5 stones.
Only 5 stones
To fight a giant?
to fight a big old giant. Can you believe that?
No.
That's the kind of God we serve. King Saul and his army watched in amazement. The giant was roaring with laughter as a mere child walked towards him. The young boy was yelling back that he was going to slay Goliath in the name of God. Who can stand up against God? No
Nobody.
one. The shepherd boy stood firm as the giant ran towards him with the death in his eyes, brandishing his spear. Then David raised his slingshot and whirled it around once. A stone struck Goliath in the forehead, sending him crashing to the ground dead. As King Saul and his army cheered, David drew the giant's sword and cut off Goliath's head with one blow. And the Philistines turned and fled, leaving the Israelites triumphant. Amen. Can you
Amen.
believe that story, Jamal?
Just 1 stone took him out?
Just one stone took him out.
Wow.
You know God was backing him up, right?
Right.
He's an amazing God.
Amen.
Now, Jamal, would you like to give us any feedback on what you learned today?
Okay, so today I learned 5 valuable things. I learned about courage and bravery, believing in yourself, overcoming obstacles, inner strength, and trusting in God. Overall, the story of David and Goliath taught us a valuable lesson about bravery, self-belief, perseverance, inner strength, and faith. It shows us that we have the ability to face and overcome challenges even in our own lives, no matter how big or intimidating it may seem.
Amen, Jamal. It sounds like you learned a lot from this story.
Yeah, I like this one.
I like it too. It shows us we can be encouraged within God and we can do all things with the power of God. If He is for us, who can be against us? Amen.
Amen.
I hope you guys enjoyed today's story time, and I hope you learned a valuable lesson to stand up for yourself and to have that courage that is within yourself to keep moving forward and to take down anything that's trying to stay in your way. Amen.
Amen.
Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to our page, and we will see you guys next time.